the GIS map, which is on the city website, and you just go onto the map and you put the addresses in and you put 500-foot abutters and it prints out all the names. So that's how I got you. Yeah. Yes, the question was, isn't the blasting going to be more towards the back of the property? And the answer is yes. I'm pretty sure I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's basically from where the buildings are now and back.
And just if I could just give a quick summary of the process, I think we'll probably head off a bunch of questions that are in your minds right now. So the blasting operations is regulated pretty heavily by state law that has to be followed. So the blasting contractor hasn't been hired by Consigli yet. We all kind of assume who it's going to be because there aren't many players who could handle that kind of a job, but they haven't been hired yet. And then that blasting company will hire an independent third-party company who's bound by law to make an attempt to contact abutters within 500 feet of where they're going to put the dynamite or whatever it is they use now in the actual hole, and it goes boom. So they will make 3 attempts to contact every abutter that they have on their list that has been approved by the state fire marshal, and they'll make attempts to set up appointments with you to do a pre-blast survey inspection of the house. Around the property exterior, inside, taking pictures, documenting it. They give you copies, and then that's what you use, you know, God forbid that a claim was necessary.
If I may just piggyback on that before another question, I think we decided, or we were going to ask, and I hope that this is still on the table, that rather than someone randomly knocking on your door in the day of COVID, that you can set an appointment. If you're determined to be within 500 feet from the blast zone, we want people to be able to set an appointment so that they can plan for someone coming and taking pictures, correct?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It'll all be appointment only.
Appointment only, okay.
But the contacts may be phone calls. It may be knocking on your door. So it's an attempt to contact you, and they have to do it 3 times and document how and when they did it.
So if there's any concern about not being home, not being available, please reach out to me or Bill or your counselor if you're in Ward 1, Anthony LaFosse, to make sure that you are being taken care of in terms of an appointment. Because if you're not home and they've come 3 times and that's the only way they're contacting you, that's not sufficient. We wouldn't be satisfied with that.
Yeah, and we'll post to all the social media pages that now exist, the project website, things like the News Tribune, all that will broadcast when these things are start to happen.
Okay, and one last thing before, Paul, I'm pretty sure this might be what you were saying, which is what you were going to say, which is we also recommend that you let your own insurance company know and take pictures yourself or have one of their representatives come out as a second eyeball to the project, because the blasting company hires a third party to protect their own work versus necessarily your house. So that, I mean, it's a little at odds with the outcome. The outcome you want is that your house is protected. The outcome they want is that it never happens. But if it happens, then they'll have to pay. So we're going to give you more information on that as we get closer. We're not there yet, but we just want to put that in your head. Okay. Other questions? Oh, well, Paula had her hand up before, so I'm going to go, and then I'll come to you, okay?
Bill, I just want to ask, instead of them knocking on our door or, you know, whatever they're doing, can't they mail us a letter since they know all of our names and addresses? Can't they mail us a letter a few weeks in advance so that we know when they're going to be coming and schedule an appointment that way with a phone number that we can call them?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it yet. All I've been told is they may never knock on a door. It may just be just that. They may make 3 mailings, registered mail attempts. But once we know who that company gets hired, the surveying company, we'll make that suggestion.
Yeah, and we're also going to remain part of the process